Hi guys, just wanted to start sharing some tips with you on how I achieved some of the shots that I created. And one of the most important thing about moving a camera is really how smooth that movement is. We don't want the camera to be noticed, we don't want the movement to be noticed. It just needs to be fluid and shouldn't draw attention to itself. So I use some tricks to make that happen, because like most people, you know, I'm not perfect, and especially when I'm using the controller, sometimes it can be a little shaky or whatever. So I use a couple tricks to help, and so I wanted to show you kind of what I do. And today I wanted to talk about a gimbal tilt up or down and how to make that as smooth as possible. And I want to show you this example. So again, looking at a tilt up like this, how do we make it so that it's so smooth? And so what I do is really, it's all about the settings on my gimbal. And the way I created the settings on my gimbal is I do it so that I don't have to really think about it. And I don't have to worry about holding that trigger for the gimbal in a certain way. And so I set my gimbal so that all I need to do is really yank on that trigger all the way, and it will make that camera tilt really slowly and really smoothly. And I just hold that trigger all the way up. I don't have to worry about, do I hold it halfway, quarter way? For me, I just grab it and yank it, and it'll just slowly tilt up. And then when I let go of my trigger, it also has like a slow down effect where instead of stopping right away, it just smoothly turn into, it smoothly stop in position. And so that's really a gimbal setting, and I want to show you where to change that. And so if you go to your settings on the app for your drone, and then go to gimbal setting, and then you're going to go to advanced gimbal settings, which is at the top up here, you'll see that there's two sliders there. And there's the pitch smoothness, and that's how long it's gonna take to stop the gimbal after you let go of the trigger. And so I like to have that one pretty far up, almost all the way up. And then the other one is that gimbal pitch EXP, and that's the speed and the smoothness at which that gimbal is gonna move, and I like that to be really low. And so those are the two settings that I use, so that when again I just grab that wheel and take it all the way, it's gonna slowly smoothly tilt up or down. And then you'll see it on this example too. When I release the trigger, then it will slowly stop into position, and that's really what you want in order to achieve those shots. So again, just go on those settings and play with those. And then the other thing that I do to help me, because now my gimbal is set that way, and so if I'm filming something and I quickly need to go in position to ready to do a tilt up or tilt down, what I do is I use my C1 button. That's the button under the controller, and I program that so that when I push it, it quickly tilt the gimbal all the way down, looking straight down. And then if I push it again, it will tilt the camera way up. So I wanted to show you that as well. So that's the bottom button. If I barely touch it, see that gimbal goes all the way down, and if I punch it again, it will tilt right back up again. And so those are two settings that are very important to me: the speed of the gimbal, and then that C1 button, so that if I'm flying somewhere and all of a sudden I want to quickly see what's beneath me, I can just hit that C1 button. Or if I see something where I want to do my reveal on a tilt up, then I quickly push my C1, I yank my trigger, and now my gimbal is slowly moving up as I go. And so that's really what's helping me create those shots. And so I'm going to show you a couple more examples. Same thing here on the tilt down. Is just, you know, again, it's those settings that really help me. And then one last one, which is this one, which is a tilt up, same way.
I think we hit a home run.
I just don't have to worry about, you know, how much do I pull on that trigger. So go into those settings, play with them. You know, there is no rhyme or reason as far as what you're comfortable with. Like for me, those were my particular setting. I think it's a 30 on the smoothness and a 4 on the EXP setting. Some people may think that's a little too slow, but for what I film most of the time, that 4 EXP is really perfect. It just allows me to get that nice and sweet shot. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys, and we'll try to come to do more of those of those tips. So leave me some comments, and then don't forget about our workshop coming up January 26 and 27. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.